Hello, Dumela, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are completely new, welcome. My name is Anna Mogale, and I am your trusted banking buddy. As you have seen by the title of this video, we are talking spousal accounts. All right, so as we start, I want to start with the usual. Just to mention that I'm not a financial advisor yet. Okay, that's a journey I'm on. Hinted, nudge, nudge. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. So everything that I share on my platform is not financial advice. It's not financial recommendation. It's just information. Use it, don't use it. Use it or lose it. It's entirely up to you. Okay, and I use two banks as my case studies because those are the banks that I bank with personally. So it's not about like if you're banking with the other banks, you can always inquire if the information that I'm sharing, there's something familiar or product familiar in your own bank and use it. Or you can migrate to, it's up to you. So my spousal information is based on an F&B product, right? I'm going to start first with what it is not before we get into what it is. So a spousal account is not a joint account, okay? Because most of the time when you have a conversation with someone about like a spousal account and then they're like, but you want me to give access my husband or my wife or my girlfriend or my boyfriend, because that's another thing, you don't need to be actually married to have a spousal account. So they think you want to give their partner access to the account. That is not it. Okay, it's not a joint account. It's not necessarily you mandating your spouse or your partner into your own account. No, that is not it. A spousal account, I'll just give a scenario. It's like this. So you're an F&B private clients account holder and you have a spouse that is either with F&B at a lower segment. So that would be maybe your spouse has an easy account or a Aspire account, the one that used to be gold account, or they have a premier account, right? So that's our first scenario. If you have a spouse and they're banking with F&B but at lower segments, you have the opportunity to give them the benefit of the segment you are at. In this example would be private clients, right? So your spouse can be upgraded to the segment where you are at. Their account, so it's an existing account, remember, it's just that it was at a lower segment. Their account will just be upgraded to the segment that you are at so that they get the benefits of you as a spouse. And one of those benefits is that since our example here is private clients, one of the benefits is that instead of paying a full monthly fee, that pay only half of what you're paying at that segment. Okay, so your spouse will pay only half of what you're paying at that segment. When that account is being upgraded, that conversation would have taken place to say, okay, this is my spouse, and they'd be placed on what is called a spousal pricing, which is half the price of what you are paying. And if you are a private client, as in this example that we're working on, your spouse would then have access to a private banker, the private client service suite, as well as other specialists that come with that segment. So that's benefit number one. Benefit number two is that I think benefit number two is what I was in what I was explaining, because number one would be a discounted monthly fee. Then number two would be access to the kind of banking benefits that you enjoy, right? And number three is for you as the main account holder or the primary member, is that you would earn eBucks for having a linked spousal account. Okay, you would earn eBucks monthly without fail, monthly eBucks points into your account every month for as long as that account is active. Now, if you are an F&B client and your spouse is at another bank or they don't have a bank account at all, you have the opportunity to bring them over for those same benefits. So if they don't have a bank account at all, then a new bank account can be set up for them. If they're at another bank and they're willing to move, then they can be a smooth transition of their accounts from their other bank to like F&B. Okay, so if your spouse, let's talk documents now. If your spouse is already an F&B client already and their information is up to date, there won't be any documents necessary. If they're at another bank or they don't have a bank account at all and they've never had any like dealings with F&B, so this means that if now I'm asking, okay, Mr. Customer, you say your wife does not have a bank account at all or is at another bank, can you provide me her ID number? And when I run it through the system, I find that actually this person has never had anything with F&B, no profile, no nothing, which means their profile will have to be set up from scratch, and therefore their standard account opening documents are required. That would be their ID number, their proof of address. For spouses, the source of funds is not that necessary because with a spousal account, there is no minimum deposit required into that. Okay, so those are sort of the technical details, like your minimum deposits required, but at least there is no requirement of that when it comes to a spousal account. And the thing about spousal accounts is that depending on where the main member is at, the fees are different. So if you are someone who is at Aspire and want your spouse to be given an Aspire account, maybe from outside, or they have an easy and therefore can be given with that monthly discount, you can have that done. So you just have to know what the monthly discount for Aspire is, and if you're at Premier, the same applies. If you're at private clients, the same applies. If you're at private wealth and RMB, the same applies. Okay, I did try to just put really squeeze all this information into this short video, but if you have any follow-up questions, you are welcome to drop them down on the comments below. And let me know. I hope that you do find value in all my videos, in the content that I'm providing, and if you are, you can just be generous with a thumbs up over there. If you haven't subscribed yet, stick around. I'm pretty sure you'll find enough value over time for you to do so. Thank you so much for sticking around to this point, and see you next time.